My name is Nadia and you're watching A Cozy Knitting Corner, my YouTube channel where I talk about knitting and yarning goodies. Welcome or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I am so glad that you found your way to my channel once again, or maybe for the first time. Here I will share my finished projects with you and the projects I have on my needles, and if I have yarn acquisitions I will share them too. Today I have 3 finished objects. I can only show you one, so let's start with the 2 boring ones. I finished my April socks. It was knitted in really old stash yarn in fireplace colors or fire colors. It's a ribbed sock. I'll insert a picture. I have knitted it 2x2 rib all the way on the leg and on the top of the foot, and I made a shadow wrap heel. It's a European size 36, knitted for a colleague's boy. Yeah, I haven't anything else much to say about the pattern or the project, but I know he was very happy. I gifted them last week and he went to a trip, 2 or 3 days trip with the school, and of course he took the new socks with him. So I'm glad that he's glad. Yeah. Then I finished a Sophie scarf for my daughter's friend in beige yarn bought on the app Shein. I have also gifted that and she is also very happy and is using the scarf, so that makes me happy. I'll of course insert a picture of the scarf here, and I actually tried it on before gifting it so you can see it on my neck. Yeah, I knit a lot of Sophie scarves. I love garter stitch and I love small projects like a Sophie scarf, so that's just great. And I have a new one finished, a little Sophie scarf. Once again, all of my Sophie scarves more or less is knitted my way. I have the pattern but I haven't followed it except for one project for my mom. But on this one on the most of them I have a little longer between the in and decreases than Petite Knit has. But this scarf is knitted in Lang Yarns alpaca 100%. It's very, very soft. It is knitted for a friend of mine, and there is 50 grams in the balls, and I have used 37 grams for this scarf, which left about 13 grams, and she wanted me to knit one for her daughter also, but I'm not sure that 30 grams is enough. I have started it and I have made it even longer between the in and decreases, but maybe I will have to buy a new ball of yarn and make it a surprise. Yes, but that was 3 little finished projects since last time, but I have knitted a lot. I have just not finished a lot. Last time I showed you my first cardigan, and I can show you again. It has now moved into a bigger basket from the company Bali Bali. I was not all the way there yet last time for separating for sleeves, but I have made it now. So here is it from the front. It's very hard to show actually, but this is my progress so far, and this is how far along I got under the sleeve. I have approximately 42 or 43 centimeters from neck to the cable, and I think, if I'm not remembering wrong, I think I need 48 centimeters until I have to make the ribbing. I can hear my family coming home now, so I will just have a quick break and get back to you when they are all settled in. My family is all settled in now, and I'm back in the sofa, and I was showing you the first cardigan. It's a pattern by Lizzie Hester on Instagram. Her tag is hive_knits. I'll of course write it on the screen, and yeah, I was showing you the cardigan, and yeah, I just love it. It's I am back and forth knitting right now, so it's a mindless knit, just stockinette stitch, right on yeah, knit stitches and purl stitches back and forth. Soon I will finish the 2 balls of yarn that I'm currently working on, and then I think, if I'm not finished with the body yet, I think I will have a little break knitting on the body and move on to the sleeves. The sleeves are knit in half fisherman's rib, as you can see here, and it's a very squishy and yeah, nice fabric. So I was knitting the sleeve until now back and forth also, but when I pick up and continue, I will knit in the round. So I have written the pattern that I have to do something else to make it look like half fisherman's rib when I'm knitting in the round and not back and forth. So I am looking forward to that. It's a new skill I need to learn. I have talked about it earlier. Maybe I have knitted in half fisherman's rib earlier in my life, but I was stressed and on a sick leave, and I actually don't remember much of that project. I can tell you about the yarn. It's knitted in the suggested yarn from Filcolana. Arwetta Classic is a sock yarn, and Tilia is a silk mohair, both in the colorway light truffle. Very beautiful neutral colorway. Actually, I like colors. I like blue. I like to have colors and wear colors. But I also came to the conclusion when I decided to knit more selfish knitting that it could be nice having some neutrals to pull out of the closet and just wear. And not everything being blue and bright in colors and maybe not be suitable to wear every day. So yes, this is moving along. Not quickly, but not slow either. Yeah, I'm knitting a row or two in the evenings when I like to. Right now it's very sunny in Denmark and very warm, so it's not suitable for knitting outside. It is a little bit warm. It's, yeah, mohair. So what can I say? It's a little bit warm, but yeah. My selfish knitting is moving along, and my plan was to have only one selfish knitting project on my needles at the time. My plan was to have one selfish knitting on the needles, but then a while ago, I can't remember how long ago, I watched Traveling Miss Knits or Miss Knits podcast. She has a Danish and an English podcast like me. And she was talking about her cardigan. I'll insert a picture. The Perfect Little Cardigan, PLC. And she was wearing the PLC cardigan actually during her knit-along. Knit-a-thon. It's called knit-a-thon, Nadia. She was wearing it. And then what she told in the podcast was that someone has suggested her to make a knit-along for the cardigan. So she did, and I can see that I'm almost at the end of the row. So hang on a moment, I will finish this one up so it's easier for you to see and for me to show. It's been a while since I knitted on this. While I'm knitting, I can tell you that I'm knitting it on 4.0 millimeter needles. I'm knitting on my Knitter's Pride on Knit Pro Symphony wooden needles. I love them. I have no complaints about them. Yes, the cables are not the best, but I am not picky. They are, it's functioning. What is it called? It's working for me, so I'm not complaining. I love Knit Pro Symphony. Now I can tell you, or show you, sorry, the cardigan. It's on an 80 centimeter cable, so actually I can't show you easily. But this is my progress so far on the perfect little cardigan. Look at all the stitch markers dangling here. I just won some new one today actually, so because it's Mother's Day and I participated in a giveaway and I won some stitch markers with beautiful tulips on. The perfect little cardigan, without going into further details, you can see it on Pia Trans's Miss Knits channel. It's, what does she call it? Compound raglan, special raglan design. It's designed to fit perfectly, hence the name, perfect little cardigan. Down the sleeves, they are a fake cable and some twisted rib stitch. Otherwise, it's just stockinette for now, and you're knitting the button band as you go, and you need to tighten those stitches so it's gonna fit and not be too big, because you're not switching needles to a size smaller, you're just continuing on the needles you have. So be aware of tightening the button band stitches. You're not making button band holes, so that I have not tried before, but you are sewing them afterwards. I think she has a tutorial, so I'm looking forward to seeing that and doing it. Pia has a discount code for the pattern on Ravelry. I think it's 20% off, and it's a discount code for the period of the knit along, and the knit along ends in the end of May, so you can still get a 20% discount on the pattern. I bought the suggested yarn from the Danish company Knitter's World. I haven't checked if she's shipping internationally. I will check and write it on the screen. It is yak silk sport weight base. Very beautiful undyed natural gray color. I just love this base. Again, a neutral. So yeah, 2 gray cardigans, and it was not my plan to have 2 selfish projects on the needles at the same time. But yeah, what can I say? When a knit along is going on, and I have purchased the pattern a long time ago. Actually, I think I purchased it at Pia's, not this knitathon, but the last knitathon. I think she gave a discount on all her patterns, and I bought this pattern and Scrappy Stripes pattern. So I had the pattern, and she gave a discount, or not she, but together with Bettina from A Knitter's World, they also gave a discount on the yarn. 25% off. That's worth it. I saved a skein of yarn, so I was happy. This is not a cheap project for me. It's about 700 Danish kroner. I'll translate that to US dollars on the screen with the discount, but it would be almost 1,000 Danish kroner for me if I didn't get the discount. So yeah, I hope I'm gonna be happy about this cardigan. I hope the fit is perfect, like Pia is saying, and I know I will love it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is also moving along, not as fast as the other one, but it's a knit along, and I need to post pictures with the right hashtag, PLCCal, to participate, and maybe I am lucky to win a prize. Who knows? So yeah, 2 selfish knitting projects on my needles for now. Just checking my notes. Yeah, 1 other projects on my needles. For this episode, I have knitted 1 sock. It is May, and I am participating in a knit-along, a Danish knit-along called 12 par på et år, 12 pairs in 1 year. And this knit-along is about knitting from stash. So I found some more yarn from stash, and I knitted a stripy sock, like the share pair sock I knitted last month, because I thought it was so beautiful. I finished the first sock yesterday, and I kitchened the stitch, or the kitchened the toe today, and also cast it on for the second sock. So no second sock syndrome here. Look at the beautiful row counter. I just love the blue pearls. This counts for me. There's 10 little rings, and I'm moving it up as I go. I need to make 15 rounds of ribbing. I am actually knitting a 2-colored rib. This is my first time doing that. It was not as complicated as it might look like, but if you can see, I twisted the colors in the start. I also did that on this one. So they are the same. I did not make it look nice in the beginning. I need to practice, but who cares? It's for me, and I don't care. Actually, because I made the same mistakes twice, they are the same. So it could look like it was as intended to be so. The yarn. Yeah, the yarn is from my leftover basket. It's looking like this. Light blue, maybe, yeah, with the lilac sheen to it. I don't know, but light blue. And some variegated yarn, greens, blues, grays, purple, lilac. These 2 yarns I just dug out of my leftover basket. Why did you do that, Natty? I waited. I had 40 grams of the light blue, and I have 47 grams of this speckled one, variegated one. Not speckled, but very variegated. So I chose to do the heel and the toe in the variegated, or the multicolored one, and the ribbing I just made it 50-50, and the stripes 50-50. So I will make it, I think. I haven't weighed yet, but it feels like there's plenty. The reason why I went to my leftover basket or scrap yarn basket, and also the reason why, I don't even have it here, but in these 2 baskets actually I have some wooden balls, cedar wood, with a special smell. They are meant to scare away moth, because after I have filmed my last podcast, I can't remember when I did that, but I discovered a moth caterpillar in one of my yarn skeins, ball of yarn actually, Drops Charisma 100% wool yarn. And the reason why I saw this little gross caterpillar from a moth was actually because the beige knitted Sophie scarf from my daughter's girlfriend or friend, she has more than one friend, so one of the other friends said, I would like one too. and I told her how nice. Of course I will knit you one too. I love knitting Sophie scarves, but I do not have enough of the base yarn. I have ordered it now, but I went to my yarn stash and I looked in my different baskets, and I have them in open baskets. Some of made of wood, but some are made of wood, and some are made of fabric with some stiffening in it. And I looked in one of the baskets and I found some white yarn meant to be for a cardigan for my daughter, and then I took up the ball and it was just like a knife had cut through it. It just, the yarn ends just was all over. And I, of course, knew that was not good, so I searched the whole basket. And I found this ball of drops charisma with a little gross caterpillar eating of it. I will insert a little video clip. And then I got busy taking all of the yarn out, putting it in bags and freezing it. So I had no whole yarn balls left to choose from when May came. So that's why I went to the leftover basket, because yeah, I got interrupted by my daughter. Where was I? Yeah, but that is the main reason why I went to my leftover basket. I found a little gross moth caterpillar. I don't even know if that's the right term, but yeah, a caterpillar from a moth, becoming a moth later. I only found one, and I only found that 1 or 2 skeins of broken yarn or damaged yarn, but I froze everything and I bagged everything in little plastic bags. And I bought some Ziploc plastic bags now to store my yarn in, and they will not come back in the open baskets because now I'm scared. So I have cedar wood balls in all of my project bags and lying around in my room downstairs, my knitting room. And I have a pheromone, a moth trap hanging here. It's releasing a scent only moth can smell. I haven't trapped any living moth yet, so that's nice, but I am taking my precautions and making my yarn stash moth safe. So I think it's a beautiful combination of yarn. I just looked in the basket and grabbed 2 balls, put them together and said, yeah, why not? I'm making stripy, scrappy socks. So that basket I didn't even count in when I counted my sock yarn. It's just there. I just put whatever is left over from the full balls or the full skeins, and I'm not weighing or counting them in. So it's not really downsizing my stash yarn weight, but it is stash yarn and it is downsizing my real stash yarn, so I'm happy. And maybe I should look a little more in that basket knitting socks, because I love stripes. I think knitting striped socks is fun, and it's going quicker, I think, than knitting regular socks, because you always need to do the next stripe and the next stripe and the next stripe. So yeah, I'm happy. My May socks are beautiful. The one is done, the other one is on the way, and it's not even halfway through May, so I will make it this month. April socks was not quite finished in April, but who's counting? Not me. And they were finished, so I need to knit 12 pairs in a year, and that's fine. Yeah, but that was actually all for finished projects and yeah, what's on my needles. And now I'm looking down my notes and realizing I haven't told you what I'm wearing today, my PODDERWEAR. I will not stand up, but this morning I made a little video of me wearing this, and I also uploaded it in my shorts. It's my camisole number 2 by the designer My Favorite Things Knitwear. I think the newest release of camisoles is number 9, and this is number 2. It's a ribbed camisole with small straps and yeah, beautiful decreases around the chest area. I knit this in a yarn from Hobby called Tencel Bamboo Fine from the brand Go Handmade. I used 3 balls. I think it's a 50-gram ball of yarn, I'm not sure. And the color is called dark gray. Yes, I knitted in a size large, and I started it in summer 2021, and I finished it in summer, I think June 2022. I have knitted one earlier in a cotton, merino cotton blend. The straps I knitted too long, and I never got back to correcting that, so I'm not using the one. It's a blue one. I'm not using the first one very much, but this one, it's just the perfect weather today for a camisole. And the newest one, the camisole number 9, I can put in a picture. It's like a tank top, and I will not use it. It's because it's knitted with negative ease, so it's very tight, and my body, I'm not comfortable showing my body with that tight of a gauge, negative ease, but as a layering piece, I would like it. I think it's knitted in fingering weight, but I will not knit it in merino yarn, pure merino. I would like to knit it in cotton merino, or maybe merino silk, or something, yeah, summer yarn-ish. So I'm gonna think about a perfect yarn. I'm not sure I have the perfect yarn in my yarn stash for that project, so maybe I will have to buy some new yarn, but time will tell. I think the camisole number 9 from my Favorite Things Knitwear is it's a nice project, and it's a wearable project, and a project, a garment that I could use a lot, also during winter, but as a layering piece. Yeah, that was it. Then I can show you some acquisitions, because, oops, I'm just making a little sound here, sorry. I have watched a podcast from Molly, A Homespun House, and she showed in one of her recent podcasts a table runner by a lady called Margaret, I think, and the table runner is called Heart Table Runner. Let me insert a photo of the table runner. The same photo I think Molly fell in love with, and she has knitted one in a little more, I think, was it pink and gray maybe, but I immediately went to its yarn web shop. She ships internationally, so you can buy from her if you would like to. I immediately put these 2 in the basket. It's a DK sock yarn. The color of this one, and its yarn is using Danish words for all her skeins. This is called saltkaramel. Directly translated, it's a salty caramel color. And this one is called nye kartofler. Directly translated, it's either new potatoes or, yeah, fresh potatoes. But it's the potatoes you dig up from the garden yourself. Nye kartofler. These 2 is gonna be a heart table runner eventually. I will link all of the patterns I'm talking about, knitting on, wearing, in the description box below, of course. Actually, I'm not saying that very often here, but maybe you have found out yourself. I'm not sure. It is not, maybe not maybe not all of you is looking at the description box, but I'm just also thinking about searching on YouTube. When people are searching for a pattern or something on YouTube, maybe it's also searching in the description boxes. So I'm not daring not to write. So yeah, you can find all the information and links to my projects page on Ravelry in the description box below. But I think this is, again, neutral colors. Maybe I'm going neutral now, who knows. I still love blue, I still love colors, especially for socks. But for garments and also for a table runner, neutral is fine. I think these two colors just match so perfectly. Yeah. And she also sent a little gift. This skein of sock yarn. It's a potluck. That means it's a color she's not dyeing regularly. That's difficult, but it's not a color she's dyeing on a, yeah, for her shop. She sent this for me to give away in a giveaway, and as I have a Danish podcast, I think it's gonna be in my Danish episode, so it's not gonna be for you. Sorry guys, I'll have to find something for you eventually. I need to wait, I think, until I have a little more subscribers to give a ball of yarn away, or a skein of yarn. And I think she's always sending a little mini to go with it. It's also sock yarn. I'm not sure it has a color. Yeah, kongeblå. That means royal blue. I think it's a 10 gram mini. But yeah, some beautiful yarn from the company. It's yarn. It's a Danish hand dyer, shipping internationally. Malene and Jesper is behind the company. Very sweet people. Here is the card they sent along with the order. And then I have also, since the last time, bought the yarn from my perfect little cardigan, but I already showed you that, so I will not show you again. I went to the library. I do that sometimes. Instead of buying books, I, as a start, will borrow them. And I borrowed 2 books this time, and I think I might buy this one or wish for it. It's a book by the designer Refined Knitwear, and besides patterns, she also writes about the places that inspired her to make the patterns. The designer Refined Knitwear has a real name, and it's called Rikke Bangsgaard. I will show you only one. There's a lot, but for now I will show you one. This one, I have a dream of knitting. It's a fungus shawl cardigan light. I think it's so beautiful. It's a cardigan, but it's also usable or looking like a shawl. Well, that was not much of pictures, but yeah, here's a second picture of it. The fungus pattern is actually as the one on the front page here, and it is knitted in Knitting for Olive, I think. No, the suggested yarn is Især garn, alpaca 1. Oh, and then it's held together with Især yarn især garn triuren. That gives a gauge for 24 stitches and 36 rows on 10 centimeters on 3mm needles. But yeah, Fungus Shawl Cardi Light. Isn't it just beautiful? I think so. And this book is very beautiful. Yeah. Refined Knitwear. Go check her out. She has a lot of beautiful and timeless designs, I would say. And the other book I borrowed was the 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 2. I just browsed through it the other morning, so I haven't seen all of the patterns yet in details. I got to page 107, the 20th, the number 20 pattern, this one, Annie. And then I stopped. It's designed by Emma Dutcher, called Annie. It's color work. I just think they are so beautiful. Also the colors chosen here. I need to knit these socks. Absolutely beautiful. I will not show the other socks in the book. I have the book number 1. It's a Lane publishing. It's a book by Lane. I think I need to buy this one or put it on my wish list, because I love knitting socks, and but it's silly because I haven't knitted one single pair from the first book, and now I want the second book. But sometimes it's just nice to have a nice book on the bookshelf. Not a coffee table book, but also a little bit of a coffee table book. And I just also sometimes love to look in the books and just admiring the patterns and dreaming about them. So these 2 books were 2 good books from the library, 2 books that I would actually want to buy. And right now I need to pick up a 3rd book I have reserved. It's the Knitting for Olive book. Can't remember the title, but in that book there is a pattern for Not a Sweatshirt. A simple stockinette design, but the word Not a Sweatshirt contains the word sweatshirt, or the sentence Not a Sweatshirt contains the word sweatshirt, and I like sweatshirt looking designs. So yeah, and I have some mohair. There could be, it could be for that pattern, along with another fingering thread, but I don't know. I'm not gonna take up more of your time. This was it for me for now it's called. I hope you will have a great May, and I hope you will knit all of your plans or all of your nice projects, and I hope you knitted through this episode or did something else. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button and please subscribe if you think you would follow me on this channel. I'm a small channel here and I want to reach out for more knitters. So please subscribe, please share, please tag me on Instagram. Oh, by the way, on Instagram, as I'm saying on the screen in the start, it's a knitting podcast by Nadia Vind. My tag on Instagram is Nadia Vind. Please go follow me there. I'm uploading right now daily, but more frequently than I do in here on Instagram. So yeah, follow me there. Please do so. That's all for me for now. See you next time. Bye.